Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this very special edition of the Grand Slam, the Contest of Champions, to celebrate 1,000 subscribers on the channel. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has supported the channel. Whatever you enjoy watching on this channel, thank you for supporting it and helping me to get to this milestone. Anyway, enough of that. What is happening tonight? The champions are assembled. The fights are about to begin, and in our first melee we see Chaos 2, the two-time champions, take on Tornado, and the three-time champions of BattleBots, Bite Force. Let's break it down then, starting with Chaos 2, Series 3 and 4 Robot Wars champions. Their flipper saw them all the way to victory, defeating the likes of Firestorm and Hypnodisc along the way. This is a machine not to be messed with. Tornado took out Razer in its grand final matchup in Series 6. Controversial, perhaps. Tactical, most definitely. Tornado, one to watch. What will they go into this fight with, I wonder? Finally, Bite Force, the vertical spinner. The first time we've seen this version of Bite Force in our arena. How well will it serve them? Well, it's seen them to two giant nuts over in America. A true force not to be bitten with. And in the arena for the house robots, round round baby, round round, like a spinner baby, it's Crisis. So 3 championship winning robots, 6 championships between them. Who will take this title, I wonder?
Stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So a green light for go, the spinner's spinning up, and quite a tentative start really. Getting underneath Chaos 2 is Bite Force immediately. Tornado coming in for a side-on attack, and the top panel of Bite Force has come off. We've not seen that in BattleBots. I wonder whether they've used some weaker armour. There goes Chaos 2 on the floor flipper. Good grief, Chaos 2, you've not been out the arena for that long. Dear oh dear, sort it out. That vertical spinner underneath the flipper panel of Chaos 2. You have to wonder, what sort of damage is that doing? Tornado overturned now and being pushed into a corner, bullied by the other two. They decided to go for the vertical spinner setup. Vertical spinner on vertical spinner, an interesting decision. What's that has just come off of Bite Force? It looks like a wedgelet. It's underneath Tornado, and is it limiting Tornado's movement? Is Tornado moving? I don't think they are. I think Tornado's gone at this very early stage of this fight. Chaos 2 in underneath Bite Force. There goes some more wedgelets, and I'm not sure what they've used to attach all of this armour. Blue tack perhaps? Maybe just air? Nothing? Who knows? But it's not staying on very well at all. All coming off now. Chaos 2 in once again underneath Bite Force, and again Bite Force finding a little bite at the side, but it is that same tactic that Chaos 2 is using to get underneath Bite Force, in at the side again, flipping them over once again, pushing them, bullying them into the bottom corner of the arena, overturning and again. And this is looking to be a Chaos 2 fight. Bite Force, however, finding a side, pushing back, doing some damage. Ooh, a good hit there into the side wall. Now Chaos 2 is not a new machine, and that sort of damage has to be doing something to it, surely. Breaking, busting, who knows. Bite Force, relatively new, you wouldn't tell from the amount of armour they've lost. Chaos 2 with a winning flip. They're gone out of the arena. The 3-time BattleBots champion defeated by the 2-time Robot Wars champion. Chaos 2 progress. So visual confirmation then that it's Chaos 2 who progress to our next round. Unlucky Tornado Bite Force go out. In our second melee tonight, the King of Bots champion Spectre face off against the Grand Slam's very own Shadowcat and Tombstone, the BattleBots All-Star. Let's break down these robots then, starting with Spectre, the crusher, very fast at 25 miles an hour. That crushing speed is very good as well, but slow to self. Right, they won in Series 1 of King of Bots. Very well done to them for that. Tombstone, meanwhile, won in the rebooted Season 2 of BattleBots, defeating Bombshell in the final. They're looking to beat up the other two. And the last is Shadowcat, who beat out against Extremis, designed against spinners. Will they be happy with Tombstone? Not so good against crushers. This could be a very rock, paper, scissors fight. And in the arena for the house robots, Shunt a lot. Yes, he does. It's Shunt. So, 3 modern champions here, Tombstone of the modern series of BattleBots, Spectre, modern king of bots, and the Grand Slam's very own Shadowcat. I said about rock, paper, scissors, each prefers to fight the other, and doesn't like to fight one of the others. How will this go?
3, 2, 1, activate.
Immediately getting up to full speed is Tombstone, but the armour, once again, what is it with the Americans and their armour not being held on very well? I think this needs a good look going forwards for them. Maybe something to do with them having to ship their robots over. Something to do with that. I don't know. I'm not a roboteer, really. Shadowcat in with a good attack, and you saw that it was them that went for Tombstone first. They like to fight the spinners. They don't particularly like the crushers, so Spectre being here will be troubling the Shadowcat team, the champions of Grand Slam Series 1, with this brand new design, as you can see, and already Spectre crumpling down. Ooh, that is grim to watch. Spectre just cuts straight into it. Shadowcat getting an onslaught there from both them, and Tombstone being pushed into a sidewall by Spectre. Spectre being quite dominant, really. First time either they or Tombstone have been in the arena. Spectre now going for Tombstone. It's only fair. Retaliation. These two teams fought before in BattleBots 2019. Tombstone, they're fighting the BattleBots counterpart Quantum, and now pushing them onto the floor. Flipper flipping Tombstone across, and they're upside down. Shadowcat will probably prefer this. I don't know whether they prefer having the weapon spinning lower down or more upwards. I know they like to deflect the hits. A good flip there from Shadowcat. There you see it. Awesome deflection from that front wedge. A massive onslaught. Tombstone spun up to full. Tried to attack Shadowcat, but just bounced straight off and caused, well, little to no damage. Meanwhile, Spectre has caused some damage to Shadowcat, managing to pick him up and put them onto that mighty drum of doom, a Nargalator in its own right. Now trying to crumple down on the front wedge there to no avail. I don't know where. I can't see very well. Shadowcat, a very dark machine. Can't actually tell if it's being damaged. Perhaps that is the tactic of the team. Who knows? Now being crumpled once again by Spectre, and an onslaught there. And can you see there? Is that the front wedge looking a bit wonky? Yes, it is. We can definitely see that damage. You can see it all askew there. Oh, a mix of an attack. It's come clean off now. Spectre and Tombstone ganging up, and that front wedge gone from Shadowcat, and I don't know whether they can get back down from there. Shadowcat getting stuck. Tombstone being popped up by the spikes you saw there. Spectre coming in for another attack, and they're out of the arena. There go the Grand Slam champions, defeated by Team Robo Challenge, and Spectre now pushing Tombstone into a side wall. I don't know how much life there is left in Tombstone. It seems to be Spectre doing all the work here as we come down to the final few seconds.
Cease.
There is Cease, and it will go to the judges. What a fantastic fight. Well, it will go to a judge's decision, as I said. Let's have a look at what they're going to be looking at. Tombstone not faring too well against Shadowcat. We didn't think they would, but Shadowcat not faring too well against Spectre. Again, didn't think they would. Tombstone got caught on a few arena hazards along the way. Spectre, I think, probably dominated this fight, really controlled the match, made sure that everyone was exactly where they wanted them to be. For me, it's a Spectre win here. We shall have to wait and see what the judges say, though. So the judges have turned in a unanimous decision in favour of Spectre, so they continue on in the competition. Tombstone and Shadowcat go out at this stage. We now move to our third melee. It's rematch central as Apollo takes on rivals Carbide and Typhoon 2. Previously PP3D in Robot Wars, and also previously Typhoon. Bit weird that, but there we are. Typhoon 2, a body spinner, winners of Series 7, another controversial one, but that is history, I'm afraid. Meanwhile, Apollo Series 8 Grand Champions, their very powerful flipper saw them to victory against Carbide there. How will they fare when they face them again? Carbide, the Series 9 champions, and They've been in each of the Modern Robot Wars Grand Finals, Series 8, 9 and 10, winning one of them, probably the highest seed in the competition.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So Carbide spinning up, Typhoon 2 slow to spin up and a bit cagey to start of this fight as well. A good flip though from Apollo, really making up for lost time, and another. Carbide now back the right way up again, attacking. Typhoon 2 being flipped away once again by Apollo. Apollo getting in underneath again, Carbide's ground clearance really letting up, and a good flip there from Apollo, came down with quite a thump there, did Carbide. A good attack though from Typhoon, and Apollo under Carbide again. And this is very reminiscent of the Series 8 Grand Final. Apollo just getting in underneath Carbide, flipping them all about the arena, but getting some good hits in now, the spinners on Apollo. Apollo the only non-spinner in this fight, feeling probably quite ganged up on. An amazing flip though from Apollo, look at the height of that one. Shunt coming into play for the first time in this episode. A house robot comes into play, and there's no house robots come the rest of the rounds after the melees. Is just down to the robots. What's wrong with Apollo? Have they lost drive on one side perhaps? Flipping now upside down. Are they struggling to self-right as well? Carbide coming in for a side-on attack on the underside of Apollo. Self-righting. No! What's happened to Apollo? Upside down, inside out. Oh, what a shame for Apollo. They were doing so well against Carbide, but really done a mischief there. And while I've been talking, it would appear that Typhoon 2 has had some damage. It's a little bit wonky, a little bit wobbly all over the arena, but Carbide can't seem to find an angle of attack. It is 360 degrees. What a good hit from Typhoon. And again, you can just see at the top of the Grand Slam logo there, I think that might be one of Typhoon's teeth. Yes, you can see one is missing off of one side of Typhoon. It usually has two. It now only has one. But it doesn't seem to be stopping Typhoon at all. They are spinning up and spinning well, surprisingly well for a robot that is now unbalanced. Oh, almost caught on the floor. Flipper there. Carbide, how are they going to attack? Another good hit, just being deflected away from Typhoon, and again being cut across the arena, and there is no way in for Carbide while they are upside down. There's no good angle for them. They're hitting the wedged part, which is quite a way up Typhoon 2, but it seems to be doing the job, and again almost caught on the floor flipper. Typhoon probably losing some control points there. Carbide trying to get some aggression points, but to no avail. Now up the right way, will we see a change in the tide? Have they turned? Possibly. Carbide coming in for some good hits there. Are they going to do any kind of damage to Typhoon? There's not long left in this fight. What else can we see from these two? An amazing hit. Typhoon is still, and I think that could be it for them. Carbide seem to think so. That is a shame. Typhoon 2 out. Carbide moved through. What an amazing battle. So visual confirmation that it's Carbide that will be progressing from Melee 3, and well done to them. We now move into the final melee of this special, and it's Razer versus Panic 2 versus Eruption. We shall start with Panic 2. The first time we've seen this machine, the new build from Kim Davis, obviously Series 2 champions. Panic Attack, very well driven, but this new robot may have some teething problems they might need to watch out for. Razer returns to the Grand Slam. We saw them in Series 1, but their big win was in Series 5 of Robot Wars, where they took out Bigger Brother in the Grand Final. An excellent fight, one for the ages. Finally, Eruption from Cheshire, Series 10 champions, and actually current Robot Wars champions until such time as we get a new series. I'm looking forward to this one. And in the arena for the House Robot, who's a good boy? It's the mighty Growler.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
And here we go for the final melee, and it's Razer trying to get a grip of Eruption early on now. The first time that this series special was recorded was for the 20th anniversary of Robot Wars, and it was Eruption that won it then. I think the others will probably want to gang up on Eruption, knowing that they are probably the favourites for this special. Certainly flipped everyone out of the way previously, and Razer with a good grip on Eruption, going straight through that armour. Panic 2 with a look on and flipping both machines. A very powerful flipper on Panic 2. Eruption now struggling to self-right. I wonder if Razer has caused some telling damage on the inside of Eruption. Hopefully that won't be back to haunt them. Panic 2 with another flip, and once again just about self-righting is Eruption. Meanwhile, Razer laying on its side. There's no time for a lay down. Razer, there we go, up on their wheels once again. Razer coming in for an attack. Eruption though getting underneath Panic 2, and Panic 2 now struggling to self-right, now back over. This is a fast and frenetic fight. An excellent flip there from Panic 2. You didn't see it, but they went flying upwards towards the top of the Lexan. You're going to have to watch out for that, Eruption. Panic 2, a much improved robot to Panic Attack, who we saw in the Grand Slam. Pilot's a good flip on the floor flipper. Probably not so good for Razer though, and another one, and there's some damage to one of those lifting arms. I wonder what's wrong with that, and are they correcting it? I don't know. Yes, it looks like it's fixed, either that or it's just flopped back into its rightful place, and you can see Eruption getting pierced once again. That beak going straight into the armour of Eruption, but letting go. Razer being good, pushing onto the arena spikes. Eruption will want to get away from there. Yes, they do. And once again, Razer trying to get another attack on Eruption. Just all over Eruption. Panic 2 pushing them into the arena tyre. It's Rogue Robots. There goes Growler, smashing into all three competitors. Growler, I'm not sure what you're doing there. Gets off Razer. Naughty dog. Now, I don't know what's going on in this fight anymore. Razer seems to be in on a crush on Panic 2. Eruption self-righting straight onto the floor flip, but not advisable. Eruption coming in for a look now on Panic 2 and Razer, and Razer's been flipped. What has happened there? Razer stuck. They're holding on for dear life, but they're not coming down from there. They're out of the arena. The body is out of the arena at least. The beak, not so much. Panic 2 flipping Eruption onto the floor flipper, nearly missed that one. Got left behind looking at Razer. I'm not sure what is going on. Eruption fighting back strongly though in the last part of this fight, and they've been flipped out of the arena. Panic 2, and it's Eruption who will progress. Well done to Michael Oates, and well done to Eruption. What a fight. And I'm still not sure what happened to Razer, but there we are. So Eruption are the fourth confirmed semi-finalist of this Grand Slam Contest of Champions special, and it's the semi-finals we turn to now with our first matchup, Carbide against Spectre. Let's take a look at the pit stats. They're quite evenly matched on weight, but the speed of Spectre could see them to victory. However, bar spinner on Carbide, very tenacious, very dangerous, and certainly not to be underestimated. Now remember, this round there are no house robots, it is just competitor versus competitor. How will they fare in the arena?
By. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Carbide once again very quickly up to speed, but it's Spectre who gets the grab, and both flipped on the floor flipper. I think the sheer physics of holding on to Carbide as they were flipped over sent Spectre over as well. So both on their back. Spectre now self-righted, back on their four-wheel drive against Carbide's 2. All interesting facts and figures, but will it help them at all now, putting them onto the spike? Spectre controlling this match, very aggressive, pushing Carbide all around and not really letting that bar spinner get into play, keeping it at bay. This first match going very, very well for Spectre so far. Carbide are going to need to get away, but that's a good grab and a good push into the arena sidewall, and Spectre just back into play, managing to get away to spin up very briefly, but Spectre all over Carbide like a rash. They cannot seem to get away from that very dangerous crushing jaw. We've seen it do so much damage before in King of Bots. First time we've seen it in the Grand Slam arena. It's been pretty good so far, defeating the much fancied Shadowcat. Flipped once again on the floor flipper, is Spectre, however. Need to watch out for those arena hazards, lads. You helped build this arena. I'm not sure why you would forget it was there. Anyway, back down to the fight. Once again, Spectre grabbing hold of the side of Carbide, grabbing, crushing, doing some untold damage perhaps into the Nagalator. Now trying to push them once again into that top corner. And Carbide, is there any movement from them? You can see the spinner going, so perhaps there is. I'm not so sure. Another good push into a sidewall. And this is a very Spectre-dominated battle, pushing them all around the arena. That bar, very dangerous, as you just saw the operator's hand getting clouted there. And another good slam into the side wall with Carbide, just ramming them all over the place, back into the Nagalator, back into a sidewall, back into the Nagalator again. A good hit there from Carbide, but is there really much they can do to Spectre here? The well-armoured sides, the well-armoured front, they have learned from previous fights that they need to armour against the big spinners, and they have done exactly that. There is just no way through. We saw it with Tombstone, no way through for them, no way through for Carbide, trying their best to spin up, but Spectre just making sure they're out of the way. The drum is going hell for leather now, and you can imagine, good grief, very powerful thrust into that Nagalator, and again, and is there any movement from Carbide? A little bit of a twitch, but the countdown clock has started. You can see it in the bottom left hand corner there. Carbide being counted out. There is no motion, and it is Spectre who has taken the win in this match. Well done to them, very deserving. And there is Cease. Our second semi-final is a full-on flipper frenzy as Chaos 2 from Ipswich take on Eruption from Warrington. The champions of Robot Wars Series 3 and 4 are the lighter of the two, but the faster at 20 miles an hour to Eruption's 12.6. However, is that speed down to their awesome control? We shall have to wait and see. Let's join them in the arena.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
And so we begin our second and final semi-final, and what a flip from Eruption to start the match off. Chaos 2 though with the reply, flipping Eruption across the arena, Eruption flipping back, and I did say it would be a full-on flipper frenzy, and it already proves it is. Straight into the arena button that flip, and it's the drum that is going hell for leather. Another flip from Eruption. Chaos 2 stuck on their sides a few times in this fight. Eruption choosing not to flip there, using control, using that CO2 wisely, both on the floor flipper. I can't believe they're still on there. Eruption flipped across the arena after flipping Chaos 2 and getting the better of the deal. Really a massive flip there though from Chaos 2, flipping Eruption. What a fight this is proving to be, ladies and gentlemen. In for a real treat of live scene age of old. These two never fought, and what a shame that they never did, because this is proving to be another excellent fight. The arena button being pressed again, the pit depressing for the first time this evening. Another flip from Eruption, and need to watch out for the pit. Do Chaos 2 pivoted up onto Eruption's flipper once again and again. They're very close to either going in the pit or going out of the arena. Chaos 2 though with the reply, and Eruption having to self-right and struggling to. I wonder why. Is there a problem? No self-righting. Now having to flip to get back into the game. Chaos 2 in underneath Eruption, and they've gone. Eruption are out of the arena. The favourites, the odds-on favourites to win, out of the arena, and Chaos 2 marches on to this final. And now time for one last bout. The grand final matchup. The chance to see which robot is the greatest of them all. Chaos 2, the two-time Robot Wars champion, is ready to face Spectre, King of Bots champions of Series 1. This, you're not going to want to miss.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate. Activate.
So here we go for the grand final matchup, and it's already Spectre in with a good grapple and a good ram into the sidewall, putting Chaos 2 onto the arena spikes, and they have deployed. Spectre eager, ready to go once again, grabbing a hold of Chaos 2 again, not letting up. They know they can't, otherwise they could find themselves out of the arena like so many other competitors have done tonight. They need to watch their backs, because that is probably where they're most vulnerable. Spectre grabbing a hold and a good ram once again. Getting hold of that flipper on the front must not be easy. It's a decent wedge on the floor. Flipper turned over. Chaos 2 having to self-right and getting away. Are they? No. Spectre straight there, grabbing a hold of that back panel. Not managing it though. Just away. If they'd have managed to crush in there, I think that probably would have been game over. That's where the CO2 bottle is. It's where the batteries are. It is very exposed, and a good flip there from Chaos 2. The reply at last. They are good at that. They're good at finding the sides and the back, but they have only managed it once so far in this fight. Meanwhile, Spectre managing to try and grab a hold of Chaos 2 throughout. Now back round the side once again, another good flip, but Spectre landing well, not having to use that self-righter. It is a bit slow, and it does not help to be on your back in an arena with a robot that can flip quite so fearsomely. Chaos 2 in at the side once again, and another good flip, but Spectre coming back round the front. They are tenacious, and a good ram into the sidewall. Chaos 2 up on their sides, not the best place for them. They're back on their backs again. Spectre in with another push. Good grief, that is some damage. That looks like the entire weapon assembly of Spectre has just come clean off there. The crushing head is gone, the bottle is exposed, the hydraulic ram I should say. And what can Spectre do now other than be a decent wedge? Well, that might be all they need. They seem to be still getting underneath Chaos 2, and Chaos 2 need to find a way of escaping at this point. Spectre letting up, sort of backing off. I think they're probably rethinking tactics at this point, trying to use their Streamek now as a grappler. An interesting change. They're on their backs. Can they self-right from this position? The Streamek's still on there. Yes, they can, but there goes some more internals. I think that is the hydraulic ram laying on the arena. Yes, it is. Oh dear, what on earth caused all that damage? They did fight a lot of spinners earlier on, and I did wonder, was there previous damage? There must have been, surely, for this to have happened. Chaos 2 could be in for some good points scoring if the judges deem that to be damage done by themselves, and I think they probably will. This could have been turned on its head, as Spectre almost were there, now turning once again back underneath Chaos 2. But Chaos 2, is there a new sense of life to them? Are they expecting to go far in this fight? They're in the top corner, caught off guard. There is not long left of this fight. There is cease, and it will go to the judges. What a fight! A fitting finale to the show then, as this one goes to the judges. This is what they're going to be looking through. A very back and forth fight. Chaos 2 getting some good flips. Spectre controlling a lot of the fight, but all that damage that was caused throughout. It's just down to the judges whether they decide, was that damage caused by Chaos 2, or was that damage done from previous fights building up over time? It is genuinely down to that, I think, that we will decide who has won this battle. It could be very, very close. So there we can see the two worthy finalists. Spectre a little bit beaten up, Chaos 2 standing proud, but there can only be one winner. The judges have come to a decision, and it is a unanimous decision in favour of Spectre. Spectre are the Contest of Champions Grand Champions, winners outright over the competition. A massive congratulations to them. They've got a big build ahead of them, but well done. They are the winners. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a like, do subscribe to the channel, and we shall see you very soon for Series 2. Thank you, and goodbye.